Hey, hello everyone, Bruno here, and today we are going to talk about image generation using the amazing latest OpenAI models that we have in Azure. This happens a couple of weeks ago when, little longer than a week, a couple of weeks ago when OpenAI presented the new set of amazing models. Everybody was crazy online using those models to generate amazing images. They arrived to Azure. I completely forgot to share how we can do this. And it's very easy. If you want to use it, it's very, very easy. So let's start from the beginning. We have a couple of you can see the resources, links, code samples, and more. By the way, the code samples are in our generative AI for generative for beginners AI. I can't remember, the Gen AI net repo that we have. And the whole idea is that we used to have DALI 3 to generate images, but now we have GPT-IMAGE-1, which is an amazing, amazing model. And the main right now is not, we don't have an official SDK to support the activities here, but if we take a look here at the basic way to use it, like in example, take a look here at the prompt, that basically JSON that we need to use to generate an image, where we have the prompt, the model, the size, and the quality. We can expect an output like this. Hey, it's very, very similar of what we have right now in the official OpenAI library for .NET, and we have the chance to generate images. And here, the way that we do this is we generate a client that is going to be associated to the account, and then we define the options, and then we generate the image. With all of this, we can basically generate an image. What I am going to do, I have already created the model in Azure OpenAI, so we are going to use the Azure OpenAI. I'm going to use the key approach, but you can use also the managed identity using the default Azure credential. It's up to you. So let's go back to Visual Studio and let's take a look at the code. Very simple right now. I have already added my URL, my API, and the API key and the API URL and the model in as secrets. And what I am going to do, I'm going to add the library. And the library that we are going to use, of course, is Azure OpenAI, because we want to install and use Azure. So there it is. Let's install Azure OpenAI. We have it here. So let's start to use our model. So first of all, let's create, I am going to copy to save some time, some lines of code. Let's create our Azure client. And it's very easy here. Copilot is trying to move forward, but not yet. So we are going to create the client using the API key and the URI, and then we are going to get an image client using the model, and the model is GPT Image 1. Once we have this, the next step will be to basically let's define a prompt and generate an image. And this is super easy, and this is where the key magic happens. Let me move myself here so you can take a better look at the code. So we are going to have here a prompt, kitten playing soccer in the moon, using comic style. Then we are going to add this size here, W24, 1024, 1024 medium, and these need to match what we have here in the specifications. There are a couple of options that are supported right now, and we can't use something else. If I get back to my code here, I can define other options, like in example, the style or the response format or more is not going to work because the model is not expecting that. But with this option, it's going to work. And the last step, once the image is generated, we are going to have access to the binary of file, save image to a file. So let's do this. And what we are going to do, we are going to basically save the image to the desktop. And once it's saved, we are going to also generate a random number at the end for this. I am going to ask also Copilot here to make some magic and open the image in the default viewer. So it's going to do some diagnostic process start, kind of nice. So we have this. Let's see if it works. But let's take a look step by step to see if it works. So when we create the client, we have the prompt and we have everything here. So let's give it a try. This should work at the first. I am going to say that it's going to work in the first trip. So the first test. So let's do an F5. And if I take a look here at the model, we can see that I have the GPT Image 1, which is kind of nice. And I have the application running here right now. So let's do an F5. It's going to take some time. Remember, it's generated an image. By the way, there is an async option here that you can also use, and it's also the change for edits and more. That those options will come in the next video. So let's wait for the image. Okay, there it is. I like it. It's a cat playing soccer on the moon with the comic style, so kind of nice. Let's give this some kind of. Let's remove this. Let's look on the moon. There are. Let's add some dogs into the agenda. And while it's working, generating and more, just remember, let's review the code. We need to use the model and the URL. I'm using the key, but you cannot use the key. Go for the 4 credentials. Then we have the prompt. And these are the key line 17 to 26 are the ways that we need to do this, where we are going to generate the image. Remember, this is the option that works right now. Even if quality medium seems need to be a constant there and a num. We have this, but hey, it's kind of nice that we have this up and running. Kind of nice. And also, by the way, the current one it generates and give you. Oh, there it is with the couple, the happy dogs there. It generates and give you back an array of bytes, and there should be an option to get the URL of the generated image. So, hey, I hope you like it. This is kind of a super fast review of how you can generate image with the new GPT-IMAGE-1 model. It's very good. If you want, we can also let me know, and I can create another video explaining how you can do edits. You upload an image and you ask for some changes, and you get back the updated image. We can probably do that, and I am going to try to do it. But yes, as always, I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and more. And hey, see you next one. Goodbye.